Yo, 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 good morning, Apex Brotherhood family. How are we this morning? Is everybody good? Is Will good? Am I
I'm
good?
good, man.
Find
I'm
out.
good.
Find
I'm
out
good.
in
You know,
a
yeah.
few seconds.
You find out when the let's call it. Let's pretend there's a time delay in the, but there's no. I'm just not in it today. Nah, dude, I'm good. I'm super excited to be back in work. I'm super excited to be back on stream. So slowly gonna get back into the rhythm of things now, which is cool. Man, I'm tired. I fell asleep at 5:30 this morning. Couldn't sleep. So I just had one of those really chaotic days or weekends. You know when you feel like your head's just gonna hit the pillow and you're gone. I thought it was gonna be one of those. My head hit the pillow and it was that chaotic of a weekend. I was that overtired that I was just tossing and turning, and it was just so uncomfortable, man. Like I couldn't sleep a wink. So by the time I managed to, finally fall asleep, it was about 5:30 this morning, and I was up at 7:30, 7:45. So I only been awake 50 minutes, half hour. So, but I'm still here. So that's something. I'm still here.
All right,
I'm
guys,
going
we'll
straight back to sleep the minute I
right
come off
after
the
the
stream.
stream.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's have a very quick disclaimer, and then after that, we'll get into the reason why Sir William is a little puddle of sleepiness today. After this disclaimer. All right, guys, like we said, not financial advice, just two guys chatting about the markets. So, William, tell us,
Hello.
why are you a sleepy boy today?
Dude, I'm a very sleepy boy today, but what an awesome reason for it as well. So, for those of you who don't know, I have literally just come back from London, speaking at an absolutely fantastic event called the London Prop Expo. Really, really cool event to go to. Met a lot of really, really cool people. Some of you will hopefully be in today, or certainly would have watched this video today, depending on where you're going to be watching from. So it was super exciting. I was on a sort of an interview regarding psychology at 11 a.m., talking about all things, psychology and trading. And then I was also presenting a seminar or a speech at 3:30, talking about how to stay consistent in trading and how to stick to the plan and how to make sure that you're going to stay successful in the industry. So really, really cool, guys. It was such a good event. The Fivers were there as well. So for those of you who know the Fivers, guys, I was chatting to Vic. I went for a meal with Vic, Sol, Mickey, so the CEOs, Rich from LLTF as well, guys. Yes, I met Rich finally in person. That was so exciting. And Abe as well, so the community manager. So that was super cool, guys. Just to get to know the guys properly, not over the screens, and finally meet them in person. So yeah, that was super cool. Victor without a mask, dude. Yeah. Seeing Pooley coming in as well this morning. Good morning, Pooley. I hope your daughter did an awesome marathon as well. I noticed that you've put something in the Discord. I'm too tired to go look at it. So I'll have a look at it after I've fallen asleep again after the stream. But yeah, man, Victor was without a mask. Funny story about that. I actually didn't recognize him. So I saw Rich. I was like, yo, and then spoke to Rich for a bit, and then Abe was there. I was like, nice to meet you, Abe. And then Victor did not introduce himself as Victor. The guy said, this is Vic. And he didn't look or sound anything like his profile or anything like his actual picture. So I was like, hey, man, how's it going? Enjoying the event? I was polite and all. I said hello, but I didn't greet him like I would have greeted a guy that I actually know really well. And then I was there having a cigar and a beer at the end of the day, and I caught up with the guy. So I was like, dude, like, Rich, do you and the guys want to come have a beer with me? You know, come chill and let's discuss the day. And he was like, yeah, 100%, man. And then Abe and Rich got there, and then Sol and Mickey got there, and then he was like, oh, where's Vic? He's like, oh, Victor's on his way now. And I was like, no way, Victor's coming. Rich looked at me like I was a nutcase. Rich was like, Will, you've met Victor. Like, he was literally here earlier. The penny dropped, and I felt a right idiot. I did not recognize him. We did take a big photo at the end, which was super cool, which I will show you. I won't show you the one without a mask. I had to superimpose a mask on Victor just so it looked okay. But I will share that photo with you. I'll actually... I don't know if you can see that okay. I will post it in the Discord, guys. But I have put a mask on Victor because it just looked wrong otherwise. So I mean, it was really cool.
How cool is that? Like, you're one of the few people that has seen the masked trader without a mask.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it was super cool, man. What an awesome guy, by the way. Like, what an absolute stealth guy. Like, you just... Other than the fact that he's about 3 foot tall, like, he's just so stealthy.
If Victor was watching this, man, he was going to shit you out. Calling him 3 foot.
No,
the
man,
word
like...
that we'll use before we started the stream was, Victor's a midget, man.
No, it wasn't. What the fuck? What are you going to do me dating her for?
I laughed when you said that. I was like, yeah, shame, man.
Yeah, mate. Small
Obviously
guy,
standing next to a guy that's 6'4".
Huh?
The fact that he's standing next to a guy that is 6'4",
yeah,
will make
that's what I mean. Like, you know, that's what I mean. Like, Rich is about 6'4". Like, I'm 6'2", and I stood next to Rich, and I was like, Rich, you're like 6'7", mate. You're not 6'4". I was like, what have you been eating?
It's like when you have to, like...
Dude, like, he knocked on my shoulder, and I turned around and, like, looked up. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, what are you?
Who is this giant?
Mate, literally, I was like, what? Like, you're on growth steroids or something. I was like, come back down here. Like, what's the weather like up there, you know? Fucking
no, I mean,
there's an airplane coming.
I'm 6'1" ish, so I'm like right in between the two.
Yeah, so you're about my height.
Yeah, you would be slightly taller than I am, but like the thing is, the perspective is always the problem, because your eyes are here and that person's eyes are up, just like slightly above yours. Like, it's not that much; it's just like slightly, but it looks like you have to like tilt your head up to look up at the person.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fair.
Yeah, mate, it was super cool though, and yeah, it's super cool. And then like looking at Rich, and then having a photo where Victor was right next to Rich was probably the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's
like,
so cool. Like, I'm jealous. Like, seriously jealous.
Yeah, it was great fun, man. It was great fun, but dude, it made Victor look like an Ewok from Star Wars,
like a hobbit.
Yeah, mate, literally. But like, dude, he's a normal sized guy, but like everyone there was like Land of the Giants. So like, apparently everyone in the Fivers is just
tall.
Just ridiculously tall. Like, I felt like usually I'm one of the tallest in my friendship group, so I'm the tallest when I go out. I felt like a pretty average sized guy. I was like, huh. If anything, I felt short.
I remember Rich talking in one of his coffee streams on Fridays that he's not even the tallest guy in the Fivers.
No, he's not.
Like 6'4", and you're not the tallest person. Like that's crazy to me. Like, I understand like certain sports players, like rugby players or basketball players or maybe NFL players and stuff like that, being like 6'4", 6'5", close to 7 foot kind of like stuff. But you wouldn't expect it in, for argument's sake, the financial field. As an example.
No, man, it was...
So,
yeah, no, it was weird. Like, LJ's the same. I think LJ is about 6'4".
Yeah, he's also 6'4". He's also a tall dude.
Yeah, like, I'm thinking, like... God, I'm gonna be midgetized by these guys. Like they're gonna like shrink ray me. Because like LJ's quite a big boy as well. Like, he likes the gym. I'm thinking like usually like 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", 6'3". Even if they're gym goers, usually they look a little bit skinnier because they're that little bit more stretched out. Like my muscle mass was similar to my brother's a couple of months ago, or like last year, for example. Like now he's seriously hard on the gym, so you know he looks massive now. But my muscle mass
will tend to look more dense.
Yeah, like my muscle mass was the same as him, but because he's like 5'11", it was like he looked so much like buffer than me.
Richie.
Whereas, no, my Ewan.
Is Ewan 5'11"?
Yeah, Ewan's about 5'11".
Dude, when you two stand next to each other, sorry for interrupting, but like when you two stand next to each other, you look about the same height.
Really? Yeah, no, Ewan's a little bit of a short king, man. Ewan's about 5'11".
No, I honestly thought he was your height. Like, to be dead honest.
Yeah, no, angles and that, mate.
Camera angles.
Camera angles, man. Yeah, so Ewan's about 5'11", and he looks a bit buffer. Whereas when I saw Rich, I was like, dude, like 6'4" seems to be the defiance of that law, where even if you're 6'4", you still look stocky. You know, like it goes, you're stocky if you're muscly, and you're stocky if you're not muscly, all the way up to about 5'11". The minute you hit 6 foot, no matter how muscly you are, you'll always look skinny until you get to about 6'4". The minute you hit 6'4", you go straight back to like that 5'11" rule.
Jeez, mate.
Yeah,
I can only imagine, because I know, obviously, LJ is like a very sporty person. And like you mentioned as well, he's like very much into his exercise and going to the gym and stuff like that. But some people are just built like tall and wide. Like they're like stock tall, like stocky tall people. And then you get like lanky, like just tall, but like as thin as a rake kind of like things. So it's like weird, but like LJ, I know LJ is like he's a big dude. He's like tall and wide, but not like fat.
Dude, LJ's a big boy.
Muscular one.
Yeah,
he's a big boy.
Real big boy. He's a second row in rugby as well. He's got a bit of weight behind him as well.
Yeah, like I imagine him being like 120 to 128 kilograms.
Oh, I didn't think that. I had about 90 to 100 in my head.
We'll ask him 6'4". And being a solid dude, okay, dude, I'm about 80, 84, 85 kgs. And I'm not the most fit person. So
it's true
I would imagine him being...
I'm just going off my boxing days. You know, like when I was boxing in the ring with some of these 6'4" guys, 6'3" guys, you know, and they were lean at about 90 kg.
Look, I don't know if you follow MMA or stuff like that, but there's a guy called Tom Aspinall who's about 6'5", and he's the current heavyweight champion of the UFC. He's 6'5", and he's about 120 to 130 kgs.
Okay,
and
if
you look at him, he's also like a little bit more broader shoulders, broader chest, kind of like person. He doesn't look like a little tree stump, like a tall tree.
Yeah, fair. No, okay. I've not.
All right, let's have a very quick catch up with the chattings.
Yes.
First in, we've got MGN. Good morning, MGN. How are you, bro? I hope you had a good weekend. Pooley, morning, familia. Good morning, Pooley. How are you, mate?
Morning,
Sam
people.
in as well. Good morning, Sam.
Yes, Sam. Good morning,
mate. Yes, thanks, mate. Was it weird to see him that way? I think you answered that already. In the Wilds, good morning. How are you? Where is he from, Will? I don't think that is something that Will can answer. I don't think that.
You can ask Victor, and you know, I'm sure he'll tell you. Maybe, but yeah, I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, I did ask on stream, and it didn't occur to me that maybe that was something that he didn't want to divulge. So.
I think he keeps a lot of his life private. That's why he has the mask and the hat. It's to hide his identity. So
Yeah.
Dude, I felt honored. I felt super honored. What would be super cool though is like some of the guys from the Fivers and from Apex Brotherhood were there at the event. So I wonder if they would have actually recognized that. Did you ask him what the weather was like? Dude,
that's the most cool.
Literally, I had to tell him to duck because there was a plane coming. I was like,
There's
dude,
a
watch
satellite
out.
overhead.
Is on its way.
Sigma FX, morning legends. Good morning, Sigma. How are you, mate? Good to see you in as well. Oh, as a comment comes in, I'm 5'9" both ways. You roll me down the hill. Well, at least you're symmetrical. You're as tall as you are wide. So
got that balance thing going on.
Yeah. That's pretty good. No problem. Sam, guys, Sigma FX just boosted our server. Thank you, Sigma. Dude, thank you so very much.
That's amazing. Dude, that is actually sick. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it.
You deserve a shout out for that, mate. That is legitimately awesome. Like, guys, if you want to do the boosting, that's up to you. You can do it. We're not gonna like force you or ask you to do boosting for us. It's a very nice gesture. We really do appreciate it. It is absolutely you're a legend, mate. Like,
yeah, no, 110%. You get a massive one of these. So thank you so much for that, Sigma FX. That is an absolute legend move.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. MGN saying he did say where he is on stream once that I can recall, but he says that he wasn't at home at the time. Okay, I think he was on holiday. You're referring to Victor. Yeah, Victor won't say where he is. I know he's of European descent because that's what he mentioned on stream. But other than that, he's not going to tell you, hey, listen, I'm from Estonia or I am from Latvia or whatever, something like that. So
Latvia. Have you seen? Oh my god, have you seen that clip of like the women at the? I think it's like at the supermodel thing, or it's like the Miss Olympia or like Miss Worldwide. Well, there's some beauty passion, and someone dubs over it.
Song. Is it like a Pitbull song, Mr. Worldwide?
Yeah,
in this case,
oh mate, it was so funny though. Like someone like sort of jumps in after it, so it goes Latvia, and some guy goes Latvia, and like proper imitates it. It's so funny. It goes Rome, so Rome. It's so funny the way he imitates the girls.
Wasn't that like the Miss Universe or Miss World pageant or something like that? Because I know that with those, they do the shout outs and then obviously the contestant comes onto stage and then they say their own like country's name.
Then that sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't know. I just got a bit distracted by some of them. I think Vic is from drug cartel territory and is scared to reveal his location. If that's the case, I don't blame him, man. I would be as well. Yeah. Dude, if that was the case, I'd also go to the event in London with a mask and hat on. Dude, I'm amazed he didn't.
Well, obviously, if he's going to rock up there, people are going to be like, well, that's Vic. That's Vic. He's got the mask on and the hat and everything. But when he rocks up without it, because nobody knows what he looks like, people are going to be like,
reverse psychology in that.
Yeah.
I like that.
What does the boost do?
I feel like Sam's probably the best one to answer this. But Boost basically it encourages growth in the channel, and it basically shares the channel around and shows that the community believes in the channel. What the specifics of it doing, I'm not sure. I just know it's super healthy for the channel, and it's really good for the community to be boosting the channel, as it helps growth and it helps encouragement for people to join. But regarding the actual specific details, I think we'd have to ask Sam. He's our community manager, so I feel like he'd probably be the best one to ask.
You can also ask MGN. MGN
also MGN's
do that as well. So MGN says it unlocks server perks for Discord, like better audio quality in voice chats and larger file uploads and so on.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I also know that when you go searching for servers, as an example, like public servers, boosted ones would be the first ones to pop up for your like in your search bar, that kind of like thing.
Yeah, that's super cool, man. So yeah, again, you know, Sigma FX, massive shout out to you. Thank you so much for boosting us. Also, guys, I changed the color. I got a different color on today.
Got a white one. Nice.
Got a
Nice.
white one on.
Once again, jealous. I'm jealous.
Dude, yours is coming, man. Yours is coming. I just need to work out how much it's going to cost me to ship a t-shirt for you.
Yeah, shipping and at least we're not shipping to America because tariffs. Woo.
True. Yeah, facts. I may just get you to, you know, go to a factory and print your own, and I'll just pay for it.
Yeah, that might end up being what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
guys. As you've checked the thumbnail, it says the weekly forecast and objective view of the week ahead. So, I was thinking.
Don't think too hard.
No, it's not my strong suit.
Yeah, I don't want you hurting yourself on a Monday morning.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. So the idea is on Mondays, I think what would be a lovely thing is if we, as the two little numbnuts that's standing in front of you that you're all looking at, myself and
Hey, speak
Will.
for yourself. My nuts aren't numb yet. I'm not at that age.
Who's the sleepy boy? Who's the sleepy boy?
Hey, my nuts are fine now.
We are going to do a weekly look ahead. Now, obviously, it's open to speculation, but I think it would be a good idea if we kind of like just voiced our opinion on what we think is going to be the weekly direction, first of all, and secondly, maybe if we can do a prediction. And then also looking at, like, for argument's sake, the news and so on to see if there's any specific days or events that are key for us to look out for, as an example. Just, I know that we really enjoy doing the banter and the chatting and all of that stuff, but we also are a trading-related stream, you know, even though only a little bit. But we can use this as a means to kind of like give our opinion. And then here's where the community comes in. I would like for everybody in chat to also view their opinion on what they think is the forecast for the week. Are we going to see dollar strength? Are we going to see the pound weakening? What is everybody's expectation? Let's have a discussion around what we think that the week is going to provide us. Obviously, all speculation, and this is not financial advice. We're not giving trade ideas. It's more of a community just talking about our opinion and our feeling. And we can do this every Monday if everybody is keen. And then, yeah, oh yes, we're going to be trading streaming the whole week, Monday through to Friday, as of this week. So, you'll see today, tomorrow, and Wednesday streams are already scheduled, but Thursday and Fridays is not yet scheduled. But we are going to stream on those days. I'm just waiting for some input from the founder, and then once I have that input, we can do Thursday and Friday. Friday is going to be amazing, so do rock up for Friday. Friday is going to be legit lit. So, yeah. Right, Will, do you want to do a screen share, or shall we just look on mine? I know mine is very light at the moment.
If you say please, I'll think about it.
Please, would you so kindly, as the founder and co-host, please put up your chart onto the screen and give us a little rundown of what you see, please. Oh, great master.
Oh, you're such... No, I'm not doing that. I was going to say you're such a good boy, Rich.
I was almost...
Oh, it's saying.
Gonna go, Daddy, can you please put this up?
You like it when I get this chart up? You like it when I have that analyst? Yeah, you like it when I talk about the news like that, you know?
All right.
Was the fundamentals being a good boy or a bad boy?
I don't want to be on stream anymore.
Oh dear, I just want my bed, man. I just want my bed in CC. I just want to I want my
Nappy
human.
baby feet tan.
Dude, I want my teddy bear. Like, I'm just gonna.
All right. Let's have a look at Forex Factory. Forex Factory, for everybody that maybe doesn't know, is a free-to-use news website related to Forex. You can see on the calendar, as Will has up already, Monday 29th and the 30th. This is all of the red folder and orange folder for US, Euro, and GBP, and then some JPY as well.
Yeah, let me actually have a look. I'm pretty sure, because I do filter these. So let me just have a
Yeah,
quick
you
look.
can just unfilter.
Yeah, there we go. So Euro, Pound, Yen, and US. That's all I got. I mean, I can put them all on real quick. So if those of you who are...
You don't have to if you didn't want to, but
There we go. So that's all the news data for the currency pairs that Forex Factory allows.
excluding yellow folder.
Yeah, well, excluding zero impact, so grey folder, and excluding yellow folder.
I mean, you're not too bothered by them.
No, I'm not
But
bothered by them.
let's have a look-see. Just a very quick rundown. Today is a very quiet day overall. Later today, we have President Trump that's going to be speaking. What it is that he's going to be speaking about is yet to be seen.
I don't think he knows yet.
Yeah, like he doesn't. Nobody knows.
No, I'm
like
pretty
his
sure.
publicist doesn't even know what he's going to be talking about.
Yeah, dude, his wife doesn't even know he's gonna be. Yeah, no one knows. Like, he's still coming up with ideas. He's brainstorming. He's probably in bed right now saying to his wife, "Huh? No, I'm not gonna do the accent. Honey, what do you
I was about to say, are you going to do it?
No.
You almost did. You were like, caught myself.
Honey, what do you think?
The thing about when President Trump speaks is that even though it's showing as an orange folder or maybe a yellow folder, it will probably
There's
never
black
be a yellow
folder.
folder. It is effectively always a red folder. in
No,
my opinion.
it's like it's platinum folder or something. It's got its own color. It's orange. No, there's already something called orange folder. I was gonna say there's orange folder for Trump, but there's already orange folder. There's I don't know.
So
Yeah,
I would say tread carefully around that time frame. As always, he's
I wouldn't even tread. I'd run.
yeah, like just
Don't tread carefully. Run fast. I mean, it's 6:15 p.m. UK time anyway. Like, what are you doing in the markets at that time? Go to bed.
I mean, there are people that trade the New York session, so
Do that. But New York session opens at 2:30. You got like what, 2.5 hours, 3 hours. But dude, that's plenty of time. Go to bed. Go sleep. Go chill.
yeah, like there's different time frames over the world. Like New York is like America is awake, Canada is awake, and we're all like getting ready to go to bed, kind of like stuff.
Yeah, mate,
So-
literally. So the guys that I was speaking to yesterday morning, they flew all the way over from Florida, which was super cool. And they invited me out to Florida I did a podcast with them a couple of months ago. They're like, "Oh, it'd be sick to get you and your missus to fly over to Florida and go out for a couple of drinks, go out for a bit of a Miami party, and then do some content and do some podcasting out there." I was like, "Yeah, man, that'd be sick." But they came over to London instead, so yeah, saves me the journey. But at the same time, I mean, it'd be pretty cool to go visit Miami.
Yeah, like an extra, like what is it, 14 hours? I don't know from where you guys are.
Yeah,
I actually don't know.
it's,
I know
it's
from South
something
Africa it is
crazy like that.
freaking far.
I'm just seeing as well. So I've just logged onto the Discord. I've logged onto all my servers on my PC now after being in London. I've just seen what Pooley's uploaded. Pooley, you're second in from the right, aren't you? You're not the one on the far left, and you're not the one with the hat on. I'm guessing you're the second in from the right.
No, I made the same assumption, and then Pooley just said, "No, mate, I look like the man in the still of the video, the guy that's like crookedly with his legs doing the run, but obviously 5'9" both ways, as tall as he is wide."
Dude, your daughter's
Apparently.
smashing that, man. I've just seen the video. Fair play. Tell her she can run harder. She's got plenty more energy. She should run faster. She didn't win it. She did shit. I'm joking. She absolutely smashed that. Fair play to her. Massive.
Yeah.
Tell her a massive congratulations from the Apex Brotherhood.
All right, guys. So let me just quickly get back to the weekly lookout on the news. Tomorrow we have the Jolts opening for the US, which is a red folder, and then we have some orange folders for the ECB President Lagarde, which speaks. So that could have a little bit of impact, especially on the euro. And then on Wednesday, we have the ADP non-farm employment change. So not NFP, but like the non-farm employment change, which can have quite the volatile spike, especially seeing as it's early on in the day. For me, it's like 2:15, so it should be about 1:15 UK time. And then the big one for this week is the unemployment claims, which is Thursday, and then the unemployment rate on Friday, which is also as big, and then the non-farm employment change again. So it's the adapted one, and then the ADP, and then the regular one on Friday. So Friday is a big US red folder day, which kind of ties in perfectly with what we're going to do on Friday. So maybe it's a good thing. So I would say on Thursday and on Friday, just some caution, just a little bit of like, think about what you're going to be doing before you just enter a trade on the day. I do know that some of our community members do enjoy trading the news.
Yeah. Cal, if you're there, that is you. And you
yes, I'm referring specifically to Cal. Just know that this is the kind of day where price can either make you a millionaire or it can make you absolutely a trash panda. Like,
yeah, absolutely flat broke.
So do exercise caution when you guys are trading, especially on the high impact news days. Friday being one of them, and then Thursday with unemployment claims. And then the ISM manufacturing PMI would have some volatility, but not to the degree that, for argument's sake, Friday unemployment rate or NFP would have, as an example. So just something to take into consideration, guys. Always look ahead at what you expect news-wise. So what I think will happen today, tomorrow, and Wednesday is most probably going to continue the trend that we had last week, which was a little bit of bullish movement on gold. I think gold is going to carry on bullishly because this morning we've already broken all-time highs yet again, and I expect that trend to continue up until Friday. Friday is going to either be a massive pickup or a massive fall down, a massive drawdown on gold. Well, that's at least my opinion on what I think is going to happen. EU and GU, I think Friday is going to be a flat morning and then a very volatile afternoon. And then Wednesday, I think, is going to be the same. The morning is going to be normal. Either it's going to be trending bullishly, as it was doing this morning, or it's going to continue its downward trend of last week. Because last week was a bit more bearish than normal. So as you can see, if this is the 4-hourly chart, the whole of last week was bearish. So we're retracing back. The question is, are we going to reach a plateau like this, somewhere in this range, and then kind of like push out of it, or are we going to push out of it above? I honestly think we're going to start turning bullish this week. So I just have a feeling. I have a feeling that GU is going to push bullish. I just have a feeling. But yeah, bigs to be seen.
I don't know, man. Part of me thinks that me and Rich were chatting about this actually the other day, and we think we're going to start seeing dollar strength coming through.
You think
on
so?
on the longer term. I don't know. We'll see. You know, I really wouldn't like to say. Euro yen, we're looking like we've got a hell of a weak euro. Either that or the JPX or JPYX is super strong right now. Pretty sure we got a very weak euro against the yen. Gold was it's reached 3.8. That is nuts. So gold's now at $3,800. That is just absolutely mental to me. Super cool to see though. So I'm thinking pullback continuation up. Euro, not seeing a lot with the euro at the moment. Pound, however, pound's broken out and coming back into some form of structure now. Could be cool to see some form of bullish momentum continuing. That would be cool. Are we gonna try and pull back a little bit more? Right now, it's definitely got potential to do that. I think if it's going to, this is going to be the level it's going to go from. It's going to break below this. If we're gonna break below this level, then I think we're going to have quite a deep pullback. Yeah, there's an area here I may want to stop. Also another area here, and then a nice big one just down here. So that'd be the areas I'm interested in marking out on the 15. Very similar on the 5 minute as well. So this I want to see hold and continue higher, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like we have the potential for some dollar weakness. Not from any like sort of like fundamental analysis, but like more of the idea of we've got the DXY on the daily, which has still been showing downward movement, even though we've reached a bit of a double touch. But when we reacted, it didn't like really break new highs off of this point after we took some liquidity underneath. This is on the daily chart. So this was Tuesday the 1st of July. And now we are on the this was the 17th when it reacted off of that area. Didn't wow me, let's be honest. So if dollar were to continue going up from here, we have this area up over here that it needs to break through. We have this very local area over here that it needs to break through. And then even then, we're still within this little downward, I wouldn't call it spiral, but like it's almost consolidative, but still weakishly bearish. So I don't know if we're going to see it push immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And it being the end of the year and stuff like that as well, generally the Forex markets kind of like slows down during this time of the year. So bigs to be seen.
Yeah, everything sort of slows up quite significantly.
Yeah. So I'm not saying we cannot have dollar strength. We could. But I'm still more pointed towards the idea of dollar weakness as of right now. And then obviously pound, I think pound has the potential to go both ways because there's a little bit of uncertainty with the pound at the moment. And then the euro, I have the idea that even though it looks like it is like flat on the daily a little bit, we have a higher point that it made, but then it sold off quite strongly. Yeah, I just think the whole world at the moment is a little bit of uncertainty. There's fears of recession, there's fears of the war escalating and stuff like that. And I just think we're like teetering like on a knife's edge at the moment. It could go either way.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think the pound at the moment is going to be very interesting pair to be trading over the next, I want to say over the next 12 months. No, I think over the next 12 months, it's going to be super interesting to see what happens. I drove through, not so much London. London, I didn't really see it as much, but I stopped off in Swindon on the way home. For those of you who know where Swindon is, for those of you who don't, I know, Google it, get a map. I'm too tired to explain.
Go get a map.
Yeah. So I stopped off in Swindon, and I'll tell you what, there's a big thing going on at the moment with with what's called Raise the Flags or Raising the Colours. which is quite interesting. So I'm not going to go into the political side of it, and I'm not going to go explaining it. But if you want to research it, definitely go for it. It won't take you long to find out what's going on in the UK. And it was really interesting because we don't get this in Pembrokeshire. Like where I live is like sort of very touristy. We're very like politically absent. We don't really care too much on the politics side of the UK, let alone Wales or Wales, let alone the UK. However, we're stopping off in Swindon was really, really interesting. Like, I mean, the stuff going on politically, and you can see it. Like when we're sort of fundamentally analysing what's going on with the pound, what's going on with the UK, like looking at it like, oh my god, like this is happening. Like because where I am in Wales and where I am in the UK, we don't really see that. We're certainly not seeing people like hanging flags up. Like we're not a very densely populated place, so it's very much, there's not a lot of minorities around here either. Like C said to me, she's like, babe, like there's not a lot of Chinese people around. Like where do they all go? Because there's a lot of Chinese restaurants. Like there's not a lot of Indians around. And she was like, am I the only Asian person here? I was like, no, you're not. They are here. We're not very densely populated with minorities. However, when you go to somewhere like London, you go to somewhere like Swindon, very densely populated, and it's super interesting to see the political backlash sociologically that's going on. But what really made me laugh is Swindon is not in Wales, and there's a couple of Welsh flags being raised, and I was like, dude, you're wrong flag. I was like, I see what you're doing. Like, I understand why you're doing this, but wrong flag. I was like, you're England. You need the St. David's. Is it the St. David's Cross or the St. George's Cross, something like that? And I was like, yeah, guys, that's the Welsh dragon. Thought I'd educate you on that one.
If you want to lose my interest very quickly, start talking politics.
Yeah, mate, literally same as that, man. It's.
I could not give two flying Fs about like politics. Not because I don't care about politics. It's because of the people that generally talk about politics. They bore me. So, yeah. So it's more like a kick against the people that want to talk about politics, and it's the only thing they want to talk about. And
yeah, that's the issue. Like a lot of people that talk about politics have no other personality trait. Like politics is their personality trait. Do you use 50 EMA or do you use 50 EMA or SMA? So we use the EMA, or I certainly use the EMA, which is the exponential moving average, I think.
Yes, it is exponential. So
no, I think that's what I use. I don't think I use the SMA. No, it is in EMA. Yeah.
Generally, I also use the EMA. You get similar information from the simple versus the EMA, but the EMA is more weighted towards the most recent candles. So I just feel like it's a little bit more reactive than the SMA is, as an example. But I use the 20 EMA, the 50, the 100, and the 200 EMA. But they're all either selected off or on. Like I will do it. I will switch them on in the morning just to get like a rough idea of where the price is in relation to the EMAs. And then once I have a good idea of it, then I will just go ahead and I will just switch all of them off and only leave the 20 EMA on, because that's the one that I use to trade with the majority of the time.
Nice.
So
I very much I'll use the 200 in my swing trading strategy, but the 20 EMA I don't really use as much. It is there. Like I do have it there drawn out, and it is there on sort of standby, should we call it? But it's like if I bring my chart up, you can barely see it. I'll try and really zoom in so you can see the EMA.
The yellow one is your 200 EMA, correct?
Yeah, this is the 200. You can see that's the 200 moving average. It's very, very yellow, very out there and bold and in your face, because I use it to analyze like currently. Whereas like this is the 20. I'm gonna see if I can get a crossover. There you go. So that's
the red one.
Yeah. You can literally hardly see it.
Yeah, it's
Just
very much
because-
in the background.
Yeah, yeah, exactly that. It's very much in the background. I don't use it as much. It's not something I concentrate.
Yeah. Like, I only use the EMAs as a reference point in any way. It's
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I like trading with momentum, and I do like trading continuations of a trend, as an example. That's why I have my bases and then trading off of the base. And the EMA just assists very quickly in me seeing, okay, am I reacting with volume, or am I reacting a little bit slowly off of that point? I believe that, and I think I've mentioned this so many times before, that trading is already complicated enough. The whole idea of trading is complicated, but if you can simplify it to the point where it makes trading easier for yourself. So your trading itself is difficult, but trading itself, your trades, should be simple. So whatever you can do to simplify the process for yourself. If there's one element that I can completely remove, like a mental process for, I'll do it. So in this case, if I look at the chart, I can roughly see where the 20 EMA is without having the 20 EMA on. But I don't want to spend that energy looking at the chart and wondering, oh, where is the 20 EMA, as an example. So it sits that little bit of simplification.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's great to have it there.
Sonia Patel says, I trade with the 20 and the 1, and then I trade the 220 and the 200 EMA. So the 20 and the 1, I'm assuming, is the time frame? Or are you saying the 20 EMA
I'm
and the 1?
assuming 20 EMA. I didn't know there was a 1 EMA.
No, that's why I'm thinking it's like the 20 minute or the 1 minute, like those two time frames. Because then she said I trade with the 20 and the 200 EMA.
Okay, yeah, 20 and the 1.
Sonia, do you mind clarifying for us? I trade with 20 and 1. If you are referring to time frame, or are you referring to EMA? Because I mean, the 1 minute EMA is just what the price is at that point in time. So it's like effectively having a not having a bar chart but a line chart, as an example. Oh, you misspelled. Okay, no, fair enough.
It happens. We do the same.
Makes sense. Cool. That's why I said it's better to clarify that. No, misspelled. It only 20 and 200 on 5 and 15. Yeah, fair enough. I also use the 5 and the 15 time frame. It's generally what I enjoy using. I do have a look at the higher time frames, and I know that Will as well also uses the higher time frames to do his analysis. But generally, 15 and the 5, I'm happy to just stay there. As an intraday trader, trading a specific session, it's perfect for me.
Yeah, 100%.
Just saying, awesome balls, daily streaming. Okay, streaming.
Morning, bro. Morning, bro. How you doing, man? I'm just editing something in the background quick.
Oh, no problem, mate, no problem. Guys, can you guys tell us if any of you are in on any specific trades, or if there's anything that you would like us to have a look at? Oh, wow, we haven't actually even, analyzed what we see in the market today.
I've done a quick GU. I was just mentioning about, we are currently at this pullback zone here, which I'd like to see continuation highs from. If we don't get that, if we get a failure to a failure to continue and show that continuation upwards, then potentially there's 1, 2, 3 more pullback zones. This would be the sort of last pullback zone I'm seeing before I start thinking there's that real sort of structure shift coming, and we're going to start seeing a weak pound.
On the 5 minute on pound, we've had a little bit of consolidation coming out of Tokyo, and then we broke above and then retraced back in and starting to move up higher now. Not with massive volume. This whole section here is about 5 pips, as an example. That's 6. That's 5 pips. So it's not like a massively strong break, but it is showing a little bit more of upward trending rather than not. So I'm also looking for buys more than sells on GU. On EU at the moment, if everything would just react, it is I'm a bit more flat in EU at the moment. We've had equal highs up over here, effectively. We've had equal highs on the 5, and we've had nice wicks on the 15. We haven't created a new low, but we pushed into this bullish base on the 15, but we didn't react the way that I expected us to push up out of. So if we're going to move up, it's going to be slow upward movement. So EU, I'm not all that keen on trading EU at the moment. GU to me looks good. I would want to trade GU at the moment rather than EU. And then gold obviously is now retracing a little bit. We're pulling back. The question is to where can we pull back? We have a little bit of, let's say a little bit of a flag consolidation over here on the 5, and then on the 15 we have this area of consolidation. Let's call it short-term consolidation, which is a potential area to pull back to before we continue back up, as an example. But once again, reactive trader, so I will trade what I see, not what I expect to happen. Let's rather say.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I like that.
Quibber's saying waiting for gold longs. Yeah, like I'm also like in the idea of looking for gold longs. It's just it's the thing that makes sense at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's in a nice area now to long from as well.
Yeah. I have a kitty cat on my table.
No.
Don't know if she wants to sit on my lap with the weather. She's a little bit afraid of thunder and lightning.
Ricky
So
B got that pussy on his lap.
whoa. Okay. Oh. Never mind.
I'm grunting and groaning on stream over here, guys. Dude, this is not that sort of stream, man. Like, go over to our Apex Brotherhood not safe for work stream.
And then there's another ginger kitty just sitting on the couch. Now you can see a little bit better the subscribe stuff. There's a ginger kitty sitting over here, and then the other one is sitting over there.
That's cute, man. My
Cats,
dog
mate.
running around somewhere. I don't know. Asked me to feed him, so I just locked him out.
Cheers, dude.
Literally, man. He really this early, William? Nah, no, I felt bad saying it, to be fair. I just felt like it was too early.
I'm just going to say that it's because you're tired.
You know when someone goes, it's too early for your rubbish
Yes.
today? You know when people say that to you? I said that internally to myself. I was like, well,
like,
it's too early for you to be like this.
When you said that, my brain was just like, William.
Yeah, really?
Really?
You're going to be like that today? Are you sure?
But actually, on the inside, I was like, yes, let's talk about this.
Let's bring this up more. No, please don't.
In the Wilds is asking you, Will, did you carry on with the account you were using with the LLTF?
Yeah, man, I've still got it. I'm using it to test an EA. So in the Wilds trades, I've currently got an EA setup on it that I'm testing with MGN. So that's super cool. So I will also be trading it live on the Fivers stream as well. So I'll be taking it up a little bit more often. I have actually got it here for you guys. From Lambos to McDonald's. Oh mate, literally, man.
Yeah, that's the quality of our stream, mates.
100%.
Starts off F1, ends up dirt bike racing.
Yeah, mate, literally, I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, no, I prefer it like this.
Yeah, all day long, mate. All day long. So this is here we go. So let me just stop sharing. Dude, I do apologize, man, if I'm mumbling a little bit. Like I'm gonna shoot in a couple of minutes time, just because I gotta get ready for the day, and I got a lot of meetings coming up, and obviously I'm streaming with the Fivers later as well. So I really have usually I'll stay up and make sure that I'm tired going to bed tonight, I had that little sleep that like, I'm going to go force myself to sleep. You know, I'm going to go make a herbal tea, chuck some warm honey in it, and then just
Straight to bed.
Yeah, straight to bed, man. If I can smash another hour out, 2 hours of sleep, I'll be over the moon. So this is the account, guys. You know that it's currently in a little bit of drawdown from where I left it. So the balance is currently, if in fact, would it be a little bit more clearer? No, it won't be clearer at all. There we go.
It's 95.
Yeah, it's currently at 95k. So I was in 7% drawdown, so it was like at like 93k, something like that. So I've clawed it back to 95. Slow process, given that I'm not trading this account as active as usual. But I have got an EA on it that's doing pretty well at the moment that I'm testing, like I said, with MGN. And from probably today onwards, or the next couple of days, maybe the next week or two onwards, I'll be actually live trading this account on stream with you guys here, as well as on with the Fivers.
So I think
that's my plan.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I won't be touching it today. Like, guys, I'm super tired. So, yeah, I'm not going to touch it today, but I'm definitely going to be trading this live.
I mean, it theoretically should have taken a trade. Wait, does it trade on Mondays? The EA?
I think so, yeah.
Well, it doesn't really matter, but like...
Yeah, MGN, let me know if it should have taken a trade today, man. Like, my computer did crash over the weekend, so I've set everything back up, and in fact, I'll show you guys. You know, I'll get a... Let's bring this down. I'm not going to go too into depth with it, but I'll show you a little bit on how everything looks. Right, there we go. And there we go. There we go. Fantastic. So let me know if it should have taken a trade today, mate, because everything is all enabled. But I may have to restart everything just based on the fact that it was, my computer crashed earlier. And obviously I wasn't in much of a state to do it because obviously I was in London.
Well, for the ones that are wondering, the EA is something that our, let's say, EA developer MGN has created. Is something that he's been working on. It's one of many. Let's just preface that it's one of, like, I don't know, like 7 or 8 that he's currently working on, and this is effectively the testing phase to see about potentially going live with the EAs. So still early days for that, but it's stuff that's happening in the background of the Apex Brotherhood. So yeah, just keep your eyes open, and eventually there will be some EAs that you guys can, I don't know, purchase if you wanted to at some point. Obviously, we're not just
on board with.
Yeah, we're not just going to put any old EA out there and say, hey, here's our EA. It's thorough testing. It's across multiple platforms. It's across multiple accounts and whatnot that we're testing.
Yeah, well, I've only got it on a small 9K account or 10K account. I've got it on a 100K account. You know, that it's being tested over the course of a couple of different accounts, a couple of different brokers. You know, we're like I said, at Apex Brotherhood, we're with genuine transparency, and like we're not going to promote and push something that we don't believe in. So the EAs are being significantly, thoroughly tested, like hardcore tested, and we will not promote them unless we are personally using them. You know, so it's, you know, I will not say, guys, you know, check this EA out, go rent this, go purchase this, unless I am personally using it and I can show you that I am using it live. You know, so that's also great as well. So like, if you guys are ever on like live with us and you're asking like, oh, how's the EA getting on, Will, you know, feel free to ask me for updates. Like, they're all here. So I do currently test them live, and I am currently we're in the live testing phase now, and they're doing really well. You know, MGN's a fantastic developer, and he doesn't give himself enough credit, so you know he deserves the credit on this one. So yeah, it's doing really cool, and hopefully we can release it soon. Who have you got on the next stage of the competition, and when is it? Well, it is Thursday, and it is against the one and only Jonathan. So that's really cool. That's going to be super fun, man. It's going to be super fun. He actually tagged me in an Instagram post. You can find my Instagram in the link in the description below. He tagged me in a story, so I'll bring it up with you now real quick. There we go. Don't know if you can see that okay. So feel free to go check my Instagram out. I posted my weekly dose of motivation yesterday as well, or last night. So yeah, I got Jonathan in the semi-finals on Thursday. Dude, I'm super excited for it.
And for those of you who caught Will's little fight against LJ, it was quite the banger. It was...
Yeah,
it was a nail biter. It was legitimately pretty cool. So go and support him on Thursday when he's trading against Jonathan, who currently is a little bit of a dark horse, mate. Like,
I know, mate. He is a bit, isn't he? He's
yeah. He
not giving much away.
Yeah.
Rich said to me the other day, he was like, "Bro, I'm so glad I've not got you." And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I'm so glad I lost that competition because, like, you know exactly how I trade. And he's like, I don't think that I'd be able to compete against you. I was like, oh, fair. I was like, now I just got to have Jonathan instead, who I have no idea how he trades either.
Well, you ended up in profit on against LJ, correct?
Yes. No, I lost in the end.
Yeah, no, like you were in drawdown, yeah?
Yeah, I was in drawdown. Oh yeah, I beat him. Yeah, I beat him, but I didn't beat him. It didn't feel like a win because technically I was in drawdown.
The best loser won.
True fact. Facts that. The best loser did win.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like a win.
On gold now, we've just tapped into that little consolidation area, and we have quite a large bullish candle in relation to the rest of the candles. So this could be potentially an area where it starts turning, or this could be that nice little fake out for it to attempt to push lower. People taking their sells at the top here, on the very top end of gold, all-time highs. Because we're at 3,820. That is where we were this morning. That's all-time highs. We're getting closer to that 4K, and it seems as though we might hit 4K before the end of the year.
Dude, I'd love to see it happen.
It is pushing.
I reckon we can do it. I really do think we can do it. Also, guys, by the way, if you haven't already, make sure you absolutely smash that like button as well. Seeing that we've got 6 likes on the video already, that's pretty cool. Come on, guys. We need at least 10 now. We're getting consistently 10 likes on these videos, on these live streams. So smash out that like button, guys. Make sure you give us a big fat thumbs up on the video. And if you are new here, make sure you subscribe. Guys, it's super cool to see you guys in. So do make sure you subscribe if you are new here. I'm seeing some new faces in as well. So click that bell notification, click that subscribe button, and make sure you hang out. All the important links are below the website. If you want to go check it out, we have just released it and gone live with it. There's still a couple of teething issues in there. You know, there's nothing officially for sale or for purchase there yet, but it's a good place to keep an eye on. However, the Discord, the link is in the description below. It's completely free, and if you want to check out my Instagram is also in the description below also.
Yeah, I love that little shout out there, Will. So, okay. Will, it has been an hour, and do you want to head out, go and take a little beauty nap?
I shall.
Right.
I shall indeed. Then, I thought I'd leave it as long as possible, but I'm starting to say things and not realize what I'm saying. Yeah, literally.
Guys, give a nice little round of applause for Will for rocking up on 3 hours of sleep. He is an absolute legend. But we're going to let the founder go and have his beauty rest. He needs it for this afternoon. So thank you again, Will. Really appreciate the fact that you rock up, even though you're so tired right now.
Mate, yeah, I know, I'm so tired. But dude, guys, I apologize that, I'm not here for the whole thing, but we are 5 days a week now, which is going to be absolutely sick. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and full margin funky Friday, people. It's going to be such a good day. It's going to be such a good week. It's back into the LLTF day feelings. It's going to be such great fun. And like I said, there's no one I would rather do it with. So, guys, for those of you who are new here, welcome to the Apex Brotherhood. And I can quite proudly say that we're all in the community. So get and join in the description below. Join the Discord. Go give me a follow on Instagram if you want to check out my daily garbage that I post. Make sure you click the bell notification and make sure you subscribe and do leave a like on this video. Guys, thank you so much for joining. And I am going to shoot off. I'm going to leave you in the very capable hands of our fantastic host, Richard. Richard, see you later, bro.
All right, well, I will see you this afternoon on the Fiverr stream. You go get that beauty rest. Well deserved. All right, mate.
Cheers, man.
Cheers. All right, guys, so that was Will. Obviously, we can't always rock up to the markets in the, the best moods or even like in the most energetic frame of minds and whatnot, especially if you haven't slept well. So kudos to him for rocking up, trying to be entertaining and do a little bit of analysis on a sleep-deprived brain, which I believe that a lot of you guys have like experienced before. So yeah, thanks once again to Will. But you guys will catch him a little bit later in the week again, and then obviously on the Fiverr stream this afternoon you can catch him again as well. So that would be lovely if you guys could go and support us, because I'm streaming along with Will in the afternoons as well. So if you can go and support us there, that would be amazing. I would really appreciate it. All right, back to the markets. Let's have a look-see. So EU is still treading water at the moment. It's still very much sideways. It is really struggling to show any sort of direction right now, which is fine because that means that we can employ some patience. If you have a trade idea that is built around consolidation, then obviously this is going to be a very nice moment for you to trade with. My trading style is not that of consolidation. I do have a strategy that can be traded for consolidating days, but it is my lower probability, lower win rate strategy. So for me to go and pull that one out and attempt to trade it today is probably not going to be the most winniest of days for me. So EU is still flat. I'm still waiting for some sort of break. I would love to see it push higher and then carry on going higher. That's what I would love to see. But I can see it just play in this range the whole day, just walking in this little square. Not the whole day, but like until some more impetus pops up. But also I can see it also kind of lose all of its momentum that it's built up in during the Tokyo session and just sweep the lows effectively and then decide what it wants to do. So I don't want to touch EU at the moment. The price action is very sideways to me. Not keen on trading that. GU I like a little bit more, even though it is slowly moving up. It's not showing as much volume. It's not showing as much momentum, but it is still moving up and slowly. So I'm more inclined to get in on a trade on GU, potentially waiting for it to, to give you an example, where it is now, we made a 15-minute base. So we've we've had this area of consolidation. We've broken out of it. We made a new high in relation to the Tokyo session. We pulled back into it. We just wicked into it, and then we made another bullish candle, which is a confirmation of continuation of the trend for me. However, this 15-minute candle is showing a lot of weakness. This very last one, it has a large wick underneath, it has a small wick above, and the price is drifting around the opening of that candle itself. And we've got 3 minutes left before it decides where it needs to go. Now, we'll see. On the 5-minute, we've had a double base, and then another double base again. So we're gonna wait for it to show its momentum before we trade on that one. And then gold has this area of consolidation. It broke out of it, made a new all-time high, slowed down significantly, started pushing down, made a drop base and then another drop, but it dropped into our 15-minute area of consolidation, and then it reacted off of it. So this could be either another 2 minutes slowdown where we that's the wrong tool, where we come into this area over here, react off of it and push a little bit lower. But I think in all likelihood we are probably going to push through, wick back into it, and then move up higher and create a new higher high on during the London session. That's what I'm more inclined to believe is going to happen. But obviously, being a reactive trader, once it breaks these highs, I am going to wait for it to basically push through. I'm going to wait for it to make a base candle and then a continuation, and then what I will do is I will get in on the continuation for a buy, something to that regard, or to this idea. It doesn't have to be above, it can be a deeper pullback as well, doesn't really matter, or a deeper base, but this is what I would want to see as an example, more likely than not. You say hat to all Richards. Nice. You say that to all Richards. Yes, I do. I do say that to all Richards. Currently, I'm the only one that's here. I would love to have had a co-pilot today. Then we could have talked a little bit more about Richards. In a gold long scalping the 2-minute chart, entry at 38088. My mouse is hooking. So 3808. So right there. So I'm assuming you climbed in. Oh, you said 2-minute. I don't have the 2-minute up here. Let's just get the 2-minute up. Yeah, that looks like a groovy. Oh, come on! Why'd you do that now? Zero 8. My mouse has been acting up recently. I don't know if this mouse is busy losing its potency, but yeah, it seems as though it might be on its way out. Usually what I would do is I would have a $5 or a 50 pip or 500 point, depending on how you look at it on your terminals. I would have a $5 move. So if my entry is the same as Jers, which is 3808, my stop loss would be at 3803. And then my take profit would be a $7.50, so a 1 to 1.5 R, which it could have taken if I had entered the exact same one as what Jurgen entered. So yeah, your trade looks good. I do like it. I'm also inclined to take buys more than sells today. So that looks good. I don't know, like the 2-minute still and the 1-minute still like such a super fast time frame. that I feel like I'm gonna be like all over the place. But you do you, man. If it works for you, it works for you. Stop losses at entry already. That's great, mate. Like I know that you do you manually pull up your stop losses so that it if it does pull back, then at least it pulls back to a most recent swing. So yeah, that is great. I love that. Like I hope this trade of yours like just keeps running, and then you're usually risking 1% on your trades. So obviously now you have a risk avoidant trade completely. Like your risk is completely mitigated. So even if it does pull back, it's going to be a break even, as an example. So no more risk on the table, and then you can go and take that risk that you had on this trade. You've pulled it out. You can now go and place it on a different trade idea that you have later on in the day. That's one of the things that I like about risk management is that it is something that can be done completely different by 2, 3, 4. You can put 7 people in a room, and not one of them is going to run their risk management the same, as an example. So it's so diverse, but it's so important. And it also ties in a lot with psychology, like what it is that you like doing versus what it is that you're trying to do. So I like doing static risk, but I would have liked to be a more discretionary trader in the sense that I would choose lower points. But I'm just not comfortable trading that way as of right now. I do find the comfort, let's rather say, in trading the static ones a little bit more. Yes, aggressive with moving stop loss to entry and try and catch a bigger moves. So I like that. I like the idea of adjusting it. However, if you have a more volatile market, as an example, I'm not talking about gold right now. Let's talk about a different kind of volatile market, let's say Bitcoin, which has a tendency to, when it does pull back, it pulls back a lot deeper. Having very aggressive stop loss movements, you can wick yourself out of a trade very easily, and then it continues on with its movement. Not saying that is what's going to happen with gold, just kind of like alluding to the idea that stop loss movement, the aggression of it, works well now, but not across all assets, as an example. So if somebody were to introduce that kind of stop loss management and risk management into their trading style, do some backtesting, consider the idea of how deep a pullback would be on, for argument's sake, a less liquid pair versus a very liquid pair, or a less volatile pair versus a more volatile pair, or any asset. It doesn't have to be forex or like fiat currencies. It can be stocks, bonds, indices, any of these kind of like things. Go and have a look before you just implement. Right, so Joe is in a gold trade at the moment. This candle doesn't look all that great. I would have loved to have seen a follow through on this 15-minute candle. We could be turning a little bit bearish, but it's still quite bullish. Still wait to see what happens with gold. Let's have a look at GU. GU is still within this hourly base area of mine. So if I just go on the hourly, then you can see there's the base area. So we were trending downwards last week. We consolidated a little bit over Wednesday and going into Thursday. End of Wednesday going into Thursday, and then we had this massive drop off down, multiple 1 hour candles. I placed my bearish base candle on the last bullish candle before a significant drop. In this case, multiple bearish candles, usually 3 or more candles, and they need to be volumetric. They need to be nice. Let's call them tall boys, tall candles, big candles. Movement downwards. We slowed at the end of Thursday going into Friday, and then we steadily started moving up. Obviously there was news on Friday. It started pushing the price higher, consolidated at the end of Friday, which is usually what happens on a Friday, if you go back to any Friday, the last section of Friday is usually, so this was Friday the week before last week. You'll generally see price just kind of struggle that last section of the day, those last 2 hours at the end of Friday, and then Monday we start again with a different week, and then another Friday. So over here, this Friday was a what was this, the 14th? Not entirely sure what happened on the 14th. I think there was supposed to be the 12th. There was news. Yeah. There was news, that's 2300. There was news at 4 p.m. So here. That's news. Okay, but the point being that in general, Fridays are more of a... The end of Friday is more of a slowdown, and then you have the changeover coming into the new week. So right now we are at this 1 hour bearish base of mine. I would like to see how we're going to react here. So if we do push higher today, if we do push higher and we make a new, we come and test the highs of last week Thursday, meaning this swing point. If we break through this swing point significantly enough, like strong enough, and we then have a bit of a pullback, so push through a bit of a pullback, come and test this hourly base again, and then continue up higher, then I'd say that we've officially turned bullish again, like over the higher time frame. So if we go on to the 4 hourly, we're still bearish, but we need to push higher than that, pull down, and then continue up, and then we can come and test this high swing and then attempt the next high swing. Now obviously there is a 4 hour misclicked. There is a 4 hour base over here. I don't really look at the 4 hour bases all that much. It's just too high of a time frame for me to trade intraday. So I'm not too bothered by the 4 hourly. However, it is a double bottom. So we just wicked underneath this previous low, the most recent lowest swing, and then we started reacting off of it, and it's been multiple candles, blue candles, multiple bullish candles ever since we've touched this area. However, we did crash into that area. We didn't come down, slow down, and then react. So this reaction here could be quite an impulsive reaction, where I would have liked to have seen it drop down, slow down, and then start pushing up, as an example. These like drop down and react and then push off sometimes is very, very volatile. So yeah, right now we're having quite a large reaction candle on the 15-minute. There's 5 minutes left, so this 5-minute candle is going to close now. Closed. So now we will see whether or not we're going to continue dropping lower. This consolidation area over here, we're just tucked into it. Now we need to see whether or not we're going to break through it. If we break through, where can we test? Here is a 15-minute base that can be tested. And then Tokyo Low has a 15-minute base as well. There's multiple 15-minute candles in the opposite direction, which we can test. And then is there a 15-minute base on the higher or the previous days that we can test? Obviously, within this hourly one, we have a 15-minute base there, which is just the top end of the hourly one, which I think we just wicked into now. Yeah. We just wicked into it. So it is reacting off of it, but it needs to break through, come and test this high swing on Thursday, and then we can start looking at other areas above that to come and test. So this was another 15-minute base, obviously, that was tested on Thursday, from Wednesday into Thursday. Massive drop down. This one was already tested once. Oh, come on. Was already tested, wicked off of it and pushed lower. We have a little bit larger area. This should be on the hourly as well. No, it's not. So it's going to be on the half hourly. So this is, yeah. So this is a half hourly base. It's another area to be tested. So this is probably going to be the area if price does break through, which it doesn't seem like it wants to, but if it did break through and came down, tested this area, if it actually broke through and continued higher, then this is the area that I would have wanted to see price react off of. But as it stands now, it seems as though we are busy dropping a little bit on GU. This is quite the reaction out of this 15-minute base and 1 hour base area. We've pushed lower than this consolidation area. So now I am bearish. I am up until we start changing direction again. Right now, this is basically a break of structure. We were pushing up higher. Now we're pushing a little bit lower. Question is, can we reach this 15-minute bullish candle, a bullish base? I think we can. Unless this small little area of consolidation here proves to be a bit of resistance. So yeah, nice to see. Jurgen saying 100% adjust for the asset, but also on the day, news coming out or not. I agree with that. Always pay attention to the asset that you're trading and the news of the day of that specific asset. And then he's also saying gold long exit at break even. Yeah, that is unfortunate. At least it's not a losing trade. Yeah, I can see the little dip into it. That's unfortunate, but at least it's not a losing trade. So a break even, I'll take a break even trade over a losing trade any day of the week. All right. It does seem as though we are starting to have a little bit of a change in the momentum. So because we didn't make a new high, we tested it basically and we failed right now. There is a potential for us to start dropping a little bit lower and attempting to come and test this 1 hourly base area. But I think gold shorts are going to be short-lived. It really needs to like push lower and dip below this point over here before I would say maybe there's a potential for us to start pushing lower again. But as it stands right now, it's not really going higher. It is struggling to go higher. So yeah, maybe gold right now being at all-time highs, we should be a little bit more careful. GU, same reaction. We just wicked into this little consolidation area on the 5 minute, on the 5 minute. And now we are reacting. I want to see this 1 hourly base broken. Patience. I think patience is definitely going to pay here. On EU, we've wicked into the 15-minute bullish area and closed quite a bit higher. And now we are making either a potential base to continue lower, or it is now a reversal and we're going to have a rally and then a small little base and then a continuation rally to go up higher. This is a little bit reminiscent of what happened last week Friday, where we took highs, we pushed lower, tested the 15-minute base, and then continued higher again. So it's a little bit it's a stronger drop on the 15-minute, because here you had multiple 15-minute candles pushing it lower. Here you had one massive candle dropping lower. So this is like more of a what's the word? It's a impulsive. It is a bit more impulsive of a drop as it stands right now. So this 15-minute base could act as a support / resistance area, because obviously once it pushes above and reacts off of it, it becomes support. But if it pushes through it and then comes back into it and pushes down, that could be resistance. So this 15-minute base, I'm going to keep it here, even though we had the reaction on this previous base, which is on the hourly, which tends to be stronger for my trading. If you have multiple, the 1 hour and a 15-minute base around the same area, the reaction is a little bit stronger. But on the 5 and the 15-minute bases, they can react either way from it. You can push through it. The fact that we've touched this hourly base is bottom of the wick. Yeah. I think we could be going bearish from here. It does seem as though we've struggled to come and test the highs. We might be continuing bearish on the euro. No, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Being a reactive trader, it's just I want to see something, but you can't force it to do what you want it to do. You kind of have to let it play out and go along with the market. So my bias is still, I want to see higher prices on GU, on EU. Sorry, I want to see higher prices on GU as well. It's just because we've been bullish since last week Friday, and we've been strongly bullish from Friday. Gold, I'm also still very much bullish, even though we've had this little struggle area to push through. We've reacted off of it, but we haven't created a new low. That I like. I like the fact that we haven't pushed lower than this box. We wicked into it, reacted, attempted it again, and it's slowly reacting again. I'm bullish on gold. I am also less bullish on EU, more so on GU than on EU. So yeah, I'm still seeing a little bit of dollar weakness, especially if you have a look at the DXY. Strong reaction, but still struggling a little bit. Actually, we do have a very nice base area that we've just wicked into. Oh, this is on the hourly. This is an hourly one. Let's look at the 15. Lower prices, but it is slowing down. I think Will might be right. There might be a little bit of dollar strength coming in today. It's possible. Jurgen asking, how do you define what is a valid base? All right, that is a good question. So let me go onto gold as an example. So a base area for me is within a trend. So it's not out of consolidation. A trend needs to have formed. So let's say in this case, we have a bullish movement. So a bullish movement, a bullish movement will have multiple candles, let's say 3 to 4 candles in a row, and then 1 to 2 bearish candles. In this case, we had a bullish movement. So price started out at a consolidation area as an example. This consolidation area over here, it pushes out of the consolidation area. It does a little bit of a test again. It pulls back a little bit, and then it continues to trend. So in this case over here, we have 4 candles breaking out of a consolidation area we have two candles pulling back, but these two pullback candles are not creating a new low. So that was the base low, or the rally low, and then this is the base low. So it didn't create a new low. If it created a new low down here, then it would not count as a base, and it's a reversal completely. And then you have continuation yet again. So for my bases to be valid, first of all, it has to be within a trend. So not during consolidation, during a trend. Bullish, bearish, doesn't matter. Then the base itself has to, or it cannot drift lower than what the initial rally of that trend. It's not allowed to break lower than that specific rally point. In this case down here, it's not allowed to break lower than that. And then two maximum base candles. So in this case, two of them, and then a small little bullish candle, and then a continuation. So that is what counts as a base area for me. And then I will look for it on the 15, and I would look for it on the hourly. So this candle here is technically a 1 hour base, because if I just remove these lines over here, and then I just draw that line over there, it does not need to make a new high, as an example. The base candle doesn't need to wick up here or anything like that. In this case, you have the rally, and then a consolidation, a breakdown, an attempt to go higher, an attempt to go lower, and then a strong volumetric candle, a base candle, and then a rally again, another base candle, and then what would be considered the confirmation of the rally in 21 minutes if it were to close bullishly. So if it were to close bullishly, then this would become a new base. The wicks of the base candle did not break the most recent bullish swing. So I don't know if the way that I'm explaining it is making sense, but during a trend, maximum of two candles, not allowed to break structure, meaning not allowed to break a most recent low swing or the lowest point during a swing. Like you can see it on the 50 or the 5 minute. We've rallied, we've made a consolidation, not a consolidation, we've made a base. It's three candles, yes, but that's on the 5 minute. I don't use the 5 minute for bases as an example. Just from this area, it broke out, consolidated, carried on breaking up, consolidated, carrying on breaking up. So every time that there is a higher low that is being generated, that is a higher low, that is a higher low, this is a higher low. Each one of them needs to be respected by the base candle. So in this case, this hourly, if the hourly pushed lower than, I misclicked. If the hourly candle pushed lower than this swing point here on the 5 minute, as an example, then it would be invalidated. It would no longer be a base. So it's just my way of rationalizing price action to say higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, that kind of like thing. If it breaks a specific area, if it doesn't break it, it becomes a base. And then from that point, there needs to be a reaction off of that base, a strong reaction. And that's why I want to see multiple bullish candles or multiple bearish candles from a base area, as an example. So on GU, if we're on the 15 minute, this is the perfect example of what a base would be. You've pushed volumetrically big candles, strong candles out of a significant area, which is, like, for argument's sake, the London or New York high. We tried a little pullback. It's one single candle. It did not break lower than this swing on Tokyo. It continued up higher. So this is the prime example of a 15-minute base on GU. And the way that I use the bases is it's either an area where price can come and retest again. It can come in and after it's had like its volumetric movement higher, it can attempt to come lower, test that area, and then I would want to see its reaction in that area. Because theoretically, that base area was the last area where sellers, in this case for the bullish trend, where sellers attempted to break the current trend, and then they and then they failed. And then, so theoretically, if price were to come back to this point, it seems as though there was interest by sellers at that specific point to attempt to push the price lower or to attempt to break the upward trend. So if price comes back to it again, hypothetically, there should be another attempt in order to push it lower from that point, as an example. Or the inverse, where buyers are reacting off of that area, overwhelming the sellers. If price comes back to that point again, maybe the buyers will take over yet again. So it is just, it's my visualization of points of interest for myself. And then the way that I trade is as I trade off of these points. So if we're in a trend, like we are on GU as an example during Tokyo, my entries would be on the confirmation of the continuation of that. Where did all my stuff go? Oh, it's refreshing. My entry would be on, there's the rally, there's the base, and then the confirmation is this bullish candle. And then I would enter on that within the trend and then attempt to get, as an example, 15 pips or 10 pips, depending on whether or not we are in a high momentum area, or if we're in a high volume area, or if we're on a consolidative day or something like that. So generally it'll start off on 10 pips, a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-5 as what I'm ideally looking for. And then just 2 trades a day, a maximum of 3 depending on whether or not I have 1 win and 1 loss. So I run on the idea of the best of 3. I've reincorporated that into my trading yet again. Yeah, no problem. That's generally what I look at. It makes sense to me. It's something that I've been looking at for quite a while. It's what my trading is based around completely. It's completely based around the idea of the rally-based rally and the drop-based drop, looking for reversals back to base areas and then seeing the reaction off of that. Also, similarly, I also look at consolidation areas and the reaction from consolidation areas, breakouts, retests. That's just generally how I trade. I have a mustache hair that is the most annoying thing ever. It just keeps pushing into my nose. And no matter what I do, it's just like, maybe it like goes down and then it just picks up again. And it's so annoying. Right, guys, I see we're already 10 minutes over the allotted time. Thank you once again for everybody that pitched up today. I really appreciate you guys being here, spending time with us, being active in chat. Yeah, we're very, very thankful as a community to have you guys here participating. Would love to see you guys rock up again for the rest of the week and being active again. So yeah, right, guys, that is pretty much it. We've come to the end of the Monday Apex Brotherhood stream. It was a little bit of a all over the place one. The weather here by us is a little bit crazy, thunderstorms and all of that stuff. So I was like constantly worried that I might have to switch everything off midstream. But thank goodness, like the lightning wasn't all that bad. We are trying something new this week with going the whole week and then on Friday. Once again, we're building the community, we're building the streaming. It's new. The Apex Brotherhood stream is still quite young in its inception. So if you guys just stick with us, we're going to continue growing as a group, as a company, as a stream. We're going to carry on growing. There's obviously some teething issues, some small little stuff, but once everything is sorted, you guys are going to really like what we have in store and what we have planned. Right, Quibus, thank you once again for being here. Hopefully you're going to join us in the Fiverr stream this afternoon. Sigma, thanks, man. I really appreciate the the thanks that you're showing, and the boost that you did in the Discord. Once again, so appreciative of it. My brother MGN, thanks for being here. All right, guys, have a lovely Monday. Trade your plan and make sure that you all just have some patience. Practice some patience in the stream. Not in the stream, in the charts. Don't force it. Go with what it is that you have. I don't know. I'm rambling. I don't know what's going on. I'm just rambling as well. All right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Have a lovely day. Cheers.